This time last year, I jumped on a call, did a consultation with the client. It was a father who really wanted to do the EB-1A so that the daughter can get a green card in the United States. So many fathers want to apply for green cards for their children. In talking about it, it was quite difficult. One, because the children is already really old. So even if you get the EB-1A approved, the priority date is quite long. But if he doesn't do it, then it will never happen. So wants to do it as fast as possible. This was like December. They wanted to file in like a few weeks. I said, I have to check with my team. It's nearly impossible. Was it a strong case? Not that strong. The client wanted to file for 5 different categories out of the 10. They want to prove a lot of things. We only have a few weeks. How can we argue so many things all at once? Think you have to write 5 essays instead of 3 essays, right? And when we actually did look at all the different things that they submitted and they want us to argue, it wasn't that strong. So it was a relatively medium case. It wasn't a super slam dunk case. We were preparing for a request for evidence. The client and us, we decided, you know what? It might be better to do the premium processing now, maybe get a request for evidence, but at least we could respond to it now, right? So we waited an entire year. We already gained that year in priority time to freeze the age of the child after the case gets approved. So, all right, a year might be enough. Let's do premium processing. Fingers crossed, we started prepare the request for evidence even before it came, and then the case got approved. So we look back on the case, it's like, okay, this was an impossible case that we filed within just like a 2-week time period between the middle of December to the middle of January. You cut out the 2-week vacations. It's really 2 weeks to gather everything, to write everything, to submit. It was crazy hard. The client is in the field of doing finance, real estate, and reducing emissions. So it's a green push. It's in the United Kingdom, but he's an Indian national. We argued high salary. The salary was not high, especially in the United Kingdom standards. The only way we were able to argue it's high is we categorized them very, very narrowly. Compared to other people doing finance, real estate, and in carbon emission, compared to other people, his salary is low. But compared to government workers, his salary is high. So he's a government worker in the United Kingdom. Therefore, we compare him only to government workers. And we don't compare him to government workers in London, where, the salary needs to be a lot higher. We compare him to the region that he was in the United Kingdom. So we narrowed it down and we made that argument. The other thing we did to bolster that argument is also to show the history of his work. From the moment he graduated to now, he's always been paid a lot over the years. He has over 20 years of work history, and he's very sophisticated and very, very capable. And that's why he's chosen to do this. And that argument was actually one of the strongest arguments. The other one, the lead contribution that he has made, well, he made a lot of contributions to the United Kingdom, but he was only there for a few years. Did he make a lot of contributions in India? It's arguable. And there were so many things that he did, but did it all revolve around the same thing? Not really. So original contribution and leading critical role, because he worked in the Majesty's Kingdom and he was a pretty high up on a project management basis. So we argued, well, he was leading critical role on all of these projects. So high salary, original contribution, leading critical role. And the last one was like judgeship. He was managing the funds for His Majesty's treasury to fund all these green projects. So he had to judge different things. That's part of the job. USCIS always denies cases if you are judging something, if it's part of your job. But we did our best to try to argue, well, it's not exactly part of the job. This is his job description, but not judging these particular projects. He was so extraordinary at his job that His Majesty assigned him to judge all these other projects to advance the kingdom's work. And what made this case even more difficult was that his intent to come to the US, what is he going to do? He has no friends, family, contacts, business relationships, investments. And given this administration that don't care about the environment, it is not a priority, even harder to argue, right? Does the US need another finance guy doing real estate on environmental things that is not a priority to the US? Even harder. So this case, if people were placing bets, would not have been approved. In an administration that is getting stricter and stricter, even harder. Why did the case get approved? It's only a Christmas story. And then the second part of the miracle happened was that we just saw the visa bulletin for Indian nationals, and it just shot up by a year. So the chance of his daughter getting the green card is actually just that much higher now. And I just want to share this story with everybody who's going through this process, right? Because EB-1A, it's an endless hole. You can spend 10 more years on your case and it can still be better because it's about, are you the best? And that question, there's no answer to that. And so you can only try your best, prepare everything, give yourself a deadline, and file. Obviously, the client is very grateful, wrote a very, very nice email to us, and the team is celebrating, and I'm very happy to share this story with you. Cases are still getting approved, even though when everything seems to be marked against it. But if you don't try, you just don't know. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Take care. Bye-bye.